Hey, Jesse, how you doing today? Welcome to the coaching call.
Awesome. I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm alive, excited, and full of energy, baby.
Great. Let me see if I'm sharing my screen. Hopefully I am, but if I'm not, let me get it up here for you guys.
There you go.
Phil, I was sorry, everybody, if you've messaged me or anything. I was down with the COVID, and I'm done with that.
Down with the COVID.
Done with the COVID.
The COVID is down and out.
My energy's starting to come back. I'm starting to feel alive. And
good.
So today we want to talk about some resources, some tools that are available to EXP agents. And there is a lot. So maybe we'll touch on a few of them. And if someone wants to go deep or wants more of something specific, we can do that either today or another call.
Yeah, let's do that. You know, Jesse, on that note, I'd love to share my dashboard.
Yeah.
Because I know a lot of agents that join, they EXP, I'm amazed when they tell me they don't know where there's, they haven't seen their stock or anything like that. It's one of the reasons I was so attracted to EXP was because of the transparency of the information and all of our data. So I'm going to share just the basic dashboard here. Let me take control. Man, there we go. Share screen. Okay, share. Let me go to okay, so this is what we call the dashboard, enterprise dashboard at EXP. And why is this important? Because this is where everything, you could run everything you need in your business is right here, access to all of it. So it's enterprise.com. And you're going to go to this homepage. You're going to put your
EXPenterprise.com.
Right. EXPenterprise.com. I'm sorry. EXPenterprise.com. You're going to use what's called your passport login. So you have one login for everything at EXP. And what you can do from here is a lot of the stuff I don't even use, but there's certain things in here that I use every day. So if you look on here, I'm going to go over the basics, the basic buttons here on the front. That's what you want to call it. Partners, charitable organizations. So here's press releases. You can go in here and post stuff to social media or look at press releases if you're letting other agents know about what's going on. Charitable organizations that we have, our preferred partners, that's company information. Here's the technology solutions that you're going to use on a daily and weekly basis. SkySlope, I'm not going to click on there, but my point is you can access all those things that you're always looking for. If you get lost or forget where you put something, it's right here in your dashboard. So SkySlope, you can click on this, and that's where all of your paperwork for your transactions is stored. If you take a new listing, you put your paperwork and you open up a file. It's like a filing cabinet is what it is. Not only does it allow you to file everything in there and store all your paperwork, but that's also where you can use DigiSign, which is pretty much, just like DocuSign, to send out digital signatures for the paperwork. And also your managing broker accesses everything there. When you put the paperwork in there and they need to sign off on it and check to make sure you have everything compliant, that's where they'll look, and then they'll send you a report and let you know that it's okay or you need to make a change to it.
And there's checklists in there to make sure you're getting everything inside that needs to be inside.
Exactly. And the great thing is once you put the core things into a folder for a transaction and it automatically goes out to the broker, they'll send you back an email and say, hey, everything looks, 1 through 12 looks good. And then 13, they'll put like a note on there in a little red mark saying what's missing. And a monkey can basically run their business with that. It's so simple and easy. All right, so then there's KV Core. This is where you can access KV Core. A lot of these things I have a separate link already because I don't know what the reason is, but I just do, where I don't have to go into here. I have it outside this enterprise, but you can access KV Core, the lead generation CRM that we're given at EXP, which is absolutely one of the best in the business. That's where I store all of my database clients, and I do lead generation from there. It's a CRM, a smart CRM, along with it has a website. So when you come to EXP and you're looking for a website designer or whatever, well, guess what? You're already provided one. You can just go in there and upload your own image, upload from the templates an image for the front of the website. And Jesse, you can also do like landing pages and ads and so forth and drive it to that website, correct?
Correct. And that's actually what that next thing on the dashboard there is all about. Make It Rain is EXP's, like, it's their branded version of ads, running ads for you. So you can run ads directly to your business website, your KV Core website, by packages of starting at $250 a month.
Yeah.
And those are Google ads. They're going to drive buyers and sellers to your website.
Yeah, and that is, like you said, that's something that you have to pay for, but that's a lead generation on autopilot. Mm-hmm. And then those leads go into KV Core and they're managed in there with the artificial intelligence. And just keep in mind though, you can use KV Core without making it rain very effectively. It's just going to take you time to kind of navigate and learn how to run your own ads or run your own free ads with landing pages and so forth with your listings. So there's agents that use this, basically the free version, and are able to generate leads that way. One of the cool things about KV Core as well is when you do an open house, they have an app, and you can have the open house participants put their information in there, and then it'll follow up with them automatically the same way it does everybody else. It's really cool.
And I'll do a separate training on that now that I'm feeling better. I know Cindy has asked about that, a few others. So I'll do a separate training on lead generation and lead management inside of KV Core.
Also, Jesse, remind me, I got an email yesterday that there's 3 times a week, there's like a beginner's KV Core thing that they put on that's supposed to be very user-friendly, interactive, and fun. They said if you want to learn how to use the basics of KV Core, it's like I think it's just like a 30-minute session.
Okay.
So that's also available through KV Core.
Sweet.
I would suggest anybody that wants to learn more about it to, definitely look at that first, and then, you can go from there basically. So Exp World, that's what this bar right here is. Exp World is our office, our virtual office basically. So not only can you go in there, when you go in there, you're an avatar, and everyone else has an avatar, which is a computer generated person basically. And you can go in there and meet with other agents. Any of the 57,000 agents across the world at EXP are in there for the most part. You could go and sit down at a table with them as an avatar, have a meeting with like 10 people. Instead of using a Zoom, you're sitting at a table. You can do presentations, and basically you're talking through your computer, they're talking through their computer. It's very, very slick. Not only can you meet with other agents, you can also meet with your managing broker. They have an office in there doing it the same way. You can also meet with over 200 staff members, accounting, transaction services. So I don't know about you, Jesse, but at the old brokers I worked at, we had about 80 or 100 agents there. And there was one guy that did accounting, and he was locked in an office all day, and you had to make an appointment with him. You couldn't go knock on his door and talk to him. And so sometimes if you were busy and he was busy or wasn't there, it might be a day before you get your accounting question asked, about a check. With EXP, I found that I go to Exp World, within 2 minutes, I'm sitting at a table with one of the accountants in accounting, and I get my questions answered almost immediately. It's unbelievable. So there you go. All right, Exp World, there's a place here you can invite guests. Share Works. Let me move this over here. So Share Works, if you click on this, this is going to show where all of your stock shares are. It's with Morgan Stanley. It's a special link for us at EXP, I believe. You can go in there and it spells out exactly how many shares you have. If those are shares that are vested shares, when the vesting period is up, when you're able to, sell those. And then it also has all the shares that you get through the purchase program as well. And it's very user-friendly, very straightforward. I look at that all the time, especially when the stock moves, a couple points to see what the money looks like. But that's a really easy way to access it through Enterprise. All right, so we've got EXP Explorer Guide, Knowledge and Tech, EXP Education, Become a Mentor, Expand. Okay, so EXP Guide, Explorer Guide, that's basically a resource. Like if you get lost and you're like, well, let's go into that and see what it says. I know what it looks like. So if you want to know the missions and core values, if you want to know more about the technology solutions, this gives you the information, and then there's going to be links in there on how to get to it. So it's just this is a web address that you could send out to prospective agents to show them all the different things that EXP offers. And it's also a place that you can quick reference questions that you might have about, agent attraction. What are the rules there? What is, you've been hearing about something, this or that, the other at EXP. What's the lingo? Look it up. Different opportunities to earn different forms of income at EXP. So that is a way to, share or look up stuff very quickly. Get answers like tech support. You can go there, or you can go into Exp World, the education center. So EXP has about 60 hours of training that EXP does every week. This is going to be the calendar to that. So this is going to be in Exp World with live people that are in their avatars, people speaking. It's not recordings, and this is how that looks. So, you said you wanted a KV core training, you go into the calendar, and I'm sure you could type it in somewhere, but if you look for KV core, there's going to be KV core training somewhere in here. There's role play, there's the Canadian, if you're Canadian DigiSign, there's icon award orientation, there's accounting 101, fast start with working with buyers, KV core advanced training, there it is. So every day you can get multifamily investments. Look at that. You want to invest in apartment complexes, go learn from somebody that's done it and is probably making millions of dollars doing it.
Yeah. So that part of that is these people are screened. They're not just having any Joe Blow come in and teach all these 59,000 agents. They're people that have done it. They're vetted. They applied for the mentor program, or
they're agents. Most of them are, if not all of them, are agents at EXP that have this specialized knowledge, right?
Yeah. It's incredible
cool
that this is
the tools we have and the resources are off the charts.
Now there are recordings of that in a lot of those classes, and they go into Workplace, just FYI. If you miss something, a lot of those recordings it's called EXP University, and that's inside Workplace.
Awesome. I didn't know that. Become a mentor. You can become a mentor and mentor other agents. If you're a brand new agent at EXP and you've done less than, I think, 4 deals in the last 12 months, and you come to EXP, you either have to get a mentor or you have to be on a team. We want everybody to be productive, and we want to help everybody to be productive. So mentors are agents at EXP that are successful, that are helping other agents. And you get paid a very minimal amount for that, but it's more about helping the other agents. There's the curriculum for that. So also within here, the marketing and branding, logos, branding, and signs, resources. So I need to order signs. Boom, I go in there. It makes it very simple to plug and play information into the signs and order signs. Same with digital or customizable marketing materials and branded business cards and more. So all the marketing stuff, if you want to, hey, I want to create a
open house
flyer, listing agreement, or flyer for an open house. Bam, you go in here. It's got all the different things. I don't know if that popped up. Did it pop up for you?
Yeah.
So listings, flyers, and brochures. You can browse designs. You see, there's all different types of things. I I don't know if that pop up.
Yep.
All right. So
And then
there's
you
your
just
listing brochure, and then
you click on it. You can edit it with just a
can
couple
edit
of pictures of your property and a picture of yourself. That's about all you need. Very, very
yeah,
simple.
it's going to take too long to be trying to do it right now. So I'm going to get out of that.
Okay.
But yeah, you can go in there and customize those for whatever your personal brand and everything. Also on the dashboard here, you can see if you lost your workplace link or whatever, go to workplace right here. EXP Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn. So all of that stuff is here and very accessible. If there was if you have a question or you're trying to find one of the platforms, chances are it's in here, okay? In addition to that, over here on the left, this is home we're at. It also has my business. So if I go into my dashboard, this is what it doesn't look like this. It's going to have information about some of my sales and so forth. But you can look at all your transactions, your agent profile, your EXP expert profile. I would suggest going in there and looking at all this stuff to make sure it's updated. For example, in your profile, it's going to ask you what areas you work in. You want to fill that out because you might get a lead or a referral in one of those areas based on that. Online payments, so you can do some accounting in there. And then you can go to your revenue share dashboard as well. And that has a different link now. It used to be just one click, but now you have to go into My EXP, which is right there where you click, or right there where you've gone to already. And it'll take you to another link that goes to your revenue share. So you could pretty much access your whole business from here, right, Jesse?
Pretty much. Yep.
Yep.
You don't need a lot of other navigating. It's just this. That's the nice thing is they design it so it's one login.
Yeah. And I'm trying to think of some of the questions. I don't know if Cindy, do you have any questions for us? Like, are you having trouble with accessing anything? Either an EXP question technology wise or anything, or do you have a question about your business model plan or anything like that? Fire away if you have any questions.
I was hoping to do a newsletter. I have not gotten myself the time to sit down to figure that out. Is that an easy place to direct me to now, or is that a separate issue?
I'll sit down with you, Cindy, and help you do that.
Okay.
Yeah, Jesse will help you do that, and I think you'll set it up. You'll help her set it up through KB Core as well.
Yep. We can do that this week. If you have, we need about 30-40 minutes probably to do it.
Okay. Do you want me to just text you or message you separately for that?
Yep. Perfect. I'm happy. I'm feeling alive and well now that I'm done with COVID. So
Yay.
I'll help you out.
I would suggest doing that, Cindy, to make sure you get something out every month or every other week. It's going to make a big difference. And, you probably get 2 or 3 deals out of it before the end of the year, just doing that.
Easily.
It's a good option. It's simple. So any other questions, Cindy? Feel free to ask anything regarding, any of this technology or anything else you want to get on the schedule for us to help you with. Is there anything else?
I'm sure there is. I just
can't think of it on the
I'm
spot.
not thinking of it. I mean, some of what you guys just went over as far as like when I have an open house, being able to advertise it through KB Core and do this like registration at the open house. Where was that again?
So do you have, make sure that you have the KB Core app, first of all, on your phone. And obviously then also make sure you have the KB Core platform somewhere on your computer, but you can access it right here. Okay.
Okay.
On the dashboard. Yeah, it's not going to work here for me because I don't use it through here. Jesse, can you open up my KB Core, maybe show her where the open house thing is?
Well, there's a special app which is iOS based. And I'm pretty sure it's Android as well. Let me see here.
Do you have Apple, Cindy, or Android?
My phone is Apple.
Okay.
My computer's not. Okay, so it's just KB Core. Is that what I'm looking for?
It's a KV Core. It's called Core Open House. Let me see.
Okay. And then just,
Yeah.
actually, since I have that, then I would just open that.
Yep. And when you log in with your credentials, which should be the same as your KV Core login, what it will do, and you just basically hand the iPad. When you start an open house, you're just going to choose to start an open house, choose the property, and then you can now hand that iPad off, for example, to a guest, and they walk in, they fill out their name or whatever questions you've chosen. And then it adds those people directly into your KV Core system. It'll start following up with them on properties similar to the property they're visiting that you have open house. If you don't have an iPad to use, you can fill it in yourself. You can just say, hey, fill out this sheet here with your name, and you need at least like an email or a phone number, but preferably an email. So then you can start setting them up on alerts.
Okay. And does that do the automatic thank you for attending, like when they walk away?
Yeah, it can send them a whole sequence of stuff that already is built into KV Core. So you didn't have to write all the messages. It's already kind of built in. Really cool.
Very cool.
Yeah, like I said, I use this, and I've had people following up for a year until they're finally ready. So
nice.
But yeah, everybody should definitely have this for any type of open houses.
Yeah, that works really well for the open houses. And Cindy, I think you also mentioned marketing your open house and or your listing. I actually used to have I used to have Eric Hamilton do that on a consistent basis. But I know you can do that on your own very, very easily. I think it's just a matter of there's a couple tutorials in there that you should probably watch. And what you'll be able to do is it automatically takes your listing information from the MLS, I believe, and puts it in there. And then all you have to do is either, I believe, run a paid ad or a free ad. And if you do a paid ad for like one of your listings or one of your open houses, you could pay like $25 to do that. And I was doing that previously, and we were getting, I don't know how many, but after a while there was several thousand leads that were in KV Core after doing that for a few months on some listings. And those are not typically going to be now leads, but some of those have transitioned into 6, 12 months down the road are now buyers and sellers. So if you did that on a regular basis and just filled KV Core up with those types of leads, you can do it very inexpensively. And KV Core automatically follows up with those people. But, obviously I suggest that you follow the call schedule they have in there as well. And you could run your entire business through KV Core and just a couple of lead sources. It just takes time. So you want to do it sooner than later, and you want to be consistent with it.
So what do I need to do that again?
First thing you need to do is you need to watch a couple of the intro training on KV Core. It's going to be the best way to do it.
Okay.
Jesse's going to do one, but I'm going to send out after the call, I'm going to forward you an email. And hold on a second. I'm going to forward an email with 3 times a week. KV Core has a session that they go over stuff like that, and it'll probably be 30 minutes, and it'll probably answer all the questions that you need. But if you spend a couple hours one day and just watch some of the basic training on KV Core, and go to the KV Core Facebook site and watch some of the videos on there, there's agents that are doing 300 to 500 deals a year off of just using KV Core. It's doable.
Okay.
I just don't want to try to explain something that I'm not using to that extent. I'm just using it for a database and just a handful of leads right now.
Okay. And then totally different direction, if I can ask one more question.
Yeah.
Suggestions for how to find a listing I've got a home that's sold and I'm having a really tough time finding them a home to move into. I've canvassed neighborhoods and hit every single house with flyers, which I almost got 2 listings out of that, but they're holding off. And we need to find something in the next 2 weeks.
Welcome to the club.
Yeah, I know. I just wondered if you guys had any suggestions.
Well, so it sounds like they pretty much have it narrowed down to the area and the price point, right?
They want to hit a specific high school. And
Okay.
then the price point, we know, yeah.
Is that the list that you sent us to have the callers start calling?
Yes.
Okay.
The most recent one where I said like from this street to this street, and then she wanted a specific address. So I gave her a specific address of one of my coming listings.
So I would follow up with that. Number one, I would make sure that our callers have that specific area to call on, and just shoot us an email, the same email that's in there, Michelle, and just say, hey, I just want to follow up and make sure check with you to make sure you're making the calls on this, because I have a buyer that somebody needs to buy in the next 2 weeks, and they'll keep calling, and that's no guarantee, just like anything else. It's tough right now to find sellers. That's number one. So you're doing that, but push them a little bit on that. Number two is go check, make sure you're checking the private listing network like a hawk every day.
Yeah.
Okay. So check that. I would also check Zillow and for sale, in the for sale by owner sites. All right. You'd be surprised how there might be a house that's for sale by owner or listed in Zillow for sale by owner. And most of them will pay a commission.
Okay,
So
I'll try that.
I would definitely look there. Let's see. I know
EXP
there's a
also
way-
has these letters you can print, and like you said, if you're already doing canvassing, but there's already pre-made letters ready to go.
Steve Merritt's really stepped up his look. Wow.
We better change that.
Sexy. Did the Bruce Jenner switch up there.
We better change it.
So I would I would do those two things. I know there's a way to, in 2 weeks is a tough time frame. If you know the area, this is gonna sound crazy, but I would go to frickin' Home Depot and get a couple of blank signs. And I would go out there every other day, and I'd put about 5 or 6 signs in the neighborhood and said, I have a buyer that wants to buy in your neighborhood. Would you like to sell? Call me. Just
bandit signs.
Just a thought. Put bandit signs out at the stop signs at a couple of those areas. And if you do that, let me know how that works. Because I've heard of people. Huh?
Do you need permits to do that or no?
I don't know. No. If you put them in if you don't put them in people's lawns, you don't.
Okay.
If you put them by a stop sign, 50-50, the worst thing that's going to happen to you, because it's happened to me, is somebody's going to call you and tell you to remove it.
Okay.
I've probably put out 10,000 signs all over our area over the last 10 years. And the only time I ever got called on it was in Burr Ridge, and they were actually very nice. They just said, hey, we don't allow signs here. Can you come pick it up? And I said, do you mind throwing it away? And they're like, okay. That was it. So
okay,
it's kind of like
they have this at Home Depot?
list. We're not supposed to call it, but sometimes it happens. You just got to apologize and move forward.
Okay. And you said those are at Home Depot, the little like stake in the ground?
I'm just using that as an example, but Home Depot or any Walmart has little signs, the signs I gave you for the open house. Just get a couple of those. Yeah. Just get a couple of those stakes and in a blank sign. They do sell the blank ones, I know, like at Home Depot, and just get a marker and write on there. I have a full price cash buyer, whatever you want to put on there. And you even put your name, put Cindy with EXP Realty. Make sure you disclose that you're an agent just in case, and your phone number. There's nothing illegal about that.
Okay. I'll try that too.
I mean, I guarantee there's, somebody in that neighborhood's been thinking about selling and maybe they don't, that's all they needed to see and they're ready. So that's another idea. Oh, we're getting kind of close to cutoff here, aren't we? We're past. Okay. So any other questions? I'm trying to think of any other things she could do for that, Jesse, but another thing you could do, Cindy, is go to Workplace, the Illinois group, and put the criteria exactly what your client's looking for in there, and ask if any agents have any listings coming up in the next 2 weeks. You've got a buyer for XYZ price, XYZ area, and you almost guaranteed you're going to get some responses. Whether or not you get somebody that's got a listing, I don't know, but you'll get a few responses. The next thing you can do is pull up the neighborhoods that they're looking to buy in. Scroll through all the last 3 to 6 months of sales, see who the top 3 agents are that sell a lot of properties in that area, call them and ask them if they have any listings coming up. That might be your best bet yet.
Okay. All good ideas. Thank you.
If you put their information into KV Core actually has a new feature that will help you find a match for that property or for that specific criteria. So, they may already got an alert from the MLS, but you may see something that you didn't see before.
Okay.
All right, guys. Any other questions before we wrap it up? All right, you guys, let us know if you have any questions or comments, or how to reach out to us. And we appreciate you being here today. Jesse, I'm glad you're feeling better. Thanks for being here as well. And we'll talk real soon.
Have a good one.
Peace.